once upon a time, there was a talented young director, and he directed a short film that we all saw.
What?
And it was called George Lucas in Love. And it was a huge hit. It was the first short film to ever be sold in regular video stores, and we all bought it, and we watched it, and we loved it, and we couldn't wait for him to make a movie.
I don't care about this no more. Okay.
And then he made a bunch of girl movies for the rest of his life.
That's the same guy who directed
Sleepover.
Really? In
Yeah.
George Lucas in Love?
He started from George Lucas in Love and went to Sleepover, and now Sydney White.
Okay,
I always thought George Lucas in Love was overrated.
Well, no wonder this movie's so shitty then, because this is. Let me just straight. We say this for the end, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is pure bullshit.
Is it really? I kind of wanted to see it.
It's not.
Who you gonna listen to? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Don't be afraid to say it, because I'm telling you right now. Now I'm warning you guys. I'm gonna give you a fair chance and let you say what you got to say, but I'm telling y'all right now, you're gonna hate this shit if you see it.
Go ahead, Carla.
Now,
what you got to
now
say?
you know what? First of all, I don't think Leon is going to hate this. I think that Cyrus would hate this without a doubt. But this, first of all, it's a little girl movie. I mean, it's made for young girls. It is not made for adults. I thought it was funny. I liked it. It's flawed. It's not perfect. What this is Sydney White should have been called by its original name, when its working title. It was called Sydney White and the Seven Dorks. And it's the tale of Snow White if Snow White lived in modern day, went to college, and got kicked out of the sorority that she was trying to get into that her mom belonged to. And she ends up living in a rundown shack with seven dorks. That's where the movie, I think, is actually funny, because I liked all of the dorks. I thought they were funny. I liked the humor. And first of all, I really like Amanda Bynes. She's really funny here. She does a really good job.
She's hot.
And she's orange.
And she's, oh yeah, every time I see her, I want to adjust the contrast to my television. But,
Yeah, they could have hired a carrot with a wig to play her role in this movie, man.
She was great in Shoot 'Em Up.
Yeah. No.
Amanda Bynes is really funny.
Okay, well, let me just counter this, please, because you're giving this movie way too much praise. This is
Some old bullshit.
This is, well, I can't say it enough, but this is so badly acted. Amanda Bynes, who I'm beginning to see now, she's kind of doing the same thing over and over again. She's not as great as I thought she is. And I'm not saying she can't be, but I noticed in Hairspray that she had this look where she was bewildered the whole time. And I was like, okay, she's kind of a dorky character in that, but I'll let that slide. In this movie, she's very sitcomish in her acting. All the dorks are they're way too cartoonish for this kind of film. I mean, and the reason why none of this works, because the movie itself is very cartoonish.
Right.
And very badly acted, if you ask me, and very badly directed. But I could let it slide as a kid's movie, because this essentially is a Disney Channel film. Now, the problem with that is that, no, this is not a movie for little girls, because there's a lot of sexual references. They drank beer in the movie. They pretty much live in the college life. I mean, it's almost a PG-13.
It is a PG-13
It is a PG-13 movie, but it's directed like a Nickelodeon or Disney film. And so I can't, if you are a college student who goes to watch this movie and you come out saying that was good, you shouldn't be in college because you're retarded.
Now hold on.
Or
now,
reviewing
there
movies.
is a flaw to this movie, and you're missing it. The flaw to this movie is that they had some cool kind of concepts, but it gets so corny because they really try to ram every single Snow White reference they can into this thing, and that's where the movie always gets bad. Where you've got the bitchy girl whose name is Witchburn, and you've got the good-looking guy whose name is Prince, and then you've got the bit where they put a virus on her laptop, and they have to say that's one poisoned apple, and you're just kind of like, oh, for the love of
Do you
God.
hear yourself? And you were not selling this movie.
I'm saying right now, this is the flaw with the movie. This is what's wrong. This is
where
it went off the rails. No, because there's a lot of really good stuff in here. There's a lot of stuff that I found funny. The audience I saw it with really enjoyed it, but it's not perfect. It really isn't.
How many dumbass movies have we seen where the audience has enjoyed it? I mean,
They enjoy everything.
Yeah,
I've never been to a screening where the audience didn't applaud at the end of it.
I stopped saying the audience clapped at the movie, because those motherfuckers will clap for anything. I'm sorry if y'all, that's true though.
I'm just saying, you're like yelling at me. I can't help it. I enjoyed the film. There were bits of it that I identified with the angry blogger, the angry blogger who looked up and said, "What's another word for douchebaggery? I've used it twice already."
Now, see, when I saw this, I did not want to say, because I hate when you do this to me, like, oh, you didn't like that because you don't like that kind of movie. When I saw those dorks, don't take this wrong, but you are such a dork that you identify with them so much.
Absolutely.
And that's why you like
Dude,
them.
that's not an insult. And I was trying to get to that point where I
Listen to
talked
what I'm
about
telling
that.
you here. You as a dork should be insulted by the stereotypes of these dorks in this movie. They did not
This
do
is
you
not the
justice.
soul. This is not the soul plane of dorks.
It's
okay?
the hustle and flow of dorks.
You did not like.
Let's get them on hustle and
No,
flow
I
and
don't care
watch
about
what
her
happens.
bullshit. But the thing is, you did not like Bratz. This is Bratz go to college.
Bullshit. You know what? If you actually went and saw Bratz, you'd be able to say that. Unfortunately, you did not. You cannot sling that at me until you sit
I will
down
not see
for
Bratz.
110 minutes and watch fucking Bratz, dude. You cannot call this Bratz
I don't
in college.
need to. I saw Sidney White.
Sidney White is so much better than Bratz, dude.
It's Bratz
It is not.
with a textbook.
Dude, it is not. This movie had its moments.
It's
It
Bratz
was fun.
you.
I love your argument. You're like, no, this is not a bad movie. It's like you're saying, like, man, these are really good apples. Like, sure, they got razor blades in them, but if you just eat the apple
No, they
parts.
have,
The
they
apple
have
parts
moments
are
that
great.
don't work and make you go, man, this is corny, but they're never so bad that they ruin the film. I gotta say, I actually enjoyed the movie. I had a lot of fun watching it.
You can eat poo and not die, right? There's even points you go, ooh, that was crunchy. I like that.
A turd is good to somebody. Dogs will eat it because they got nothing else. I mean, so I'm not faulting you for liking this, all right? I mean, you enjoyed it. I'm just saying I am surprised that you like this movie, hearing your criticisms of similar movies, which this is very, very much like those. And I can't say anything about Bratz because you're right, I didn't see it. But there are some children's movies that I've seen where I'm like, this is bad. And the only saving grace is that it was geared towards children. They're trying to gear this shit towards people with a brain in college.
No, they're trying to gear it towards 13 and 14-year-old girls.
No.
This is not made for college kids. This is not a college kid movie. Just
It's
because it's set in
PG-13,
college.
man.
Yeah,
PG-13 is for 13 and 14-year-old girls.
No, I got to step in here because that was my concern, is that the fact that, like, you can't take little girls to it if they're in college, especially say they drinking beer and having sex.
There's beer in
yeah.
one scene in the movie where they go to a party and people are drinking beer, and that's why it got its PG-13.
But
there
no.
was like two subtle sex jokes.
And the heroin shooting. That happens a lot.
Well, no, it's not even subtle, the sex joke. There's a scene where somebody gets up and says, first of all, this guy who...
I want to fuck.
Yeah, first of all, there's a guy who's constantly wanting to get laid in the movie. He's always saying, I haven't had sex. And at the end, he's like, my name is so-and-so, and I haven't had sex with anybody. And they make it seem like it's a bad thing that you haven't had sex. So I don't want to take my 14-year-old daughter to a movie where they're encouraging people to have sex.
Oh, come on, man. Nowadays, I mean, I can understand sex, but they should have made it blowjobs or something. Every girl's given head by the time she's 14 these
okay,
days.
well, you have a daughter. You think about that.
Well,
And
that's
I
what
don't-
it says online.
And I don't have...
No. He's just gotten head from all the 14-year-old girls.
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
Now, the other thing is that the beer scene, it's not just a keg in the background. They stopped the movie to have a guy do a kegger. He stands on the keg, and he drinks the beer upside down. So it really is encouraging people to drink too. I mean, which is nothing wrong with that. But it is not a movie it should not be aimed towards a demographic of 13-year-old
Now,
girls.
first of all, what the guy who does the keg stand is the freak who trains to do all these really weird stunts. And every you see a guy.
That's
do a
not the point, though. You're missing my point.
Yeah. I'm sorry to step in on this when I haven't seen it, but the point he's making, which is a very important point, you went overboard making that same point about goddamn Happy Feet.
Oh, no.
Yes, you
I
did.
did
You went on
not.
a whole thing about
Hold
how
on,
people
let's
need to
not
be
go there.
warned because Happy Feet is promoting sacrilegious values
hold on.
and being
Don't go
anti-religious.
there,
When it like maybe like 0.5% was about that, and now suddenly he's making the same point in a different way, and you're like, no.
Dude, it's
But it's not even subtle. It's very blatant. Where this
Exactly.
thing is in there. I don't look. Even if the movie had like been a better directed movie and a little more clever for a college audience, I would probably like it better. But the movie is just, it has a mixture of a badly directed kids film aimed towards kids who shouldn't be seeing this. So I just, the movie's bullshit mainly because of that. But hey, look, you liked it. You're a man, which you totally should not like this. But I mean, whatever.
We got to cut the AC back on because we are like seriously yelling at each other over this dumbass movie.
I'm not even mad.
I've never seen so much emotion.
The bulge in your head.
Oh, I'm not even mad. I'm just, I figure shit, conflict is good. So I'm just, but no,
You
it's
guys are freaking me out over here. I thought I was like,
You are full of shit. And let me tell you something else that you do that I can't fucking stand.
Yeah, I know. Those shoes you wearing are fucked up.
I hate you.
No, it's cool, man. I'm glad you like the movie.
And I never wanted to have Cyrus. That was your idea to have him as a kid, you bitch. Fuck you. Oh, never mind.
No, hey, man. Hey, shake your hand, be your friend. We agree to disagree, right? What? What would you give it?
Oh, no, I would give this. I would give it a matinee in so much that and it's at the low end of matinee. I mean, this is not a perfect film, but if you've got 13, 14, 15-year-old girl that wants to go and see a movie, you know what? If you're a dork, I think you can go and watch it and laugh, and it's a cute movie.
You know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, man. I'm finding a way to end this. No, I'm kidding.
Kiss my hairy Viggo Mortensen balls, dude.
Get a Russian tea bag over here. Going.
I know. The big swinging turkey neck.
It's like when they take a high school production of Shakespeare and they put it in a different period, and they think that they're being clever, but it really isn't.
Well, they've done Shakespeare to death. There's nothing left but fairy tales now.
Amanda Bynes did Shakespeare. She did The Twelfth Night when in She's the Man, which was it was actually written by the people who wrote 10 Things I Hate About You, which was Taming of the Shrew. I mean, this is that same kind of concept, and where I think it goes wrong is when it gets way too corny, trying to force every aspect of the Snow White story into this movie when it doesn't need to be there.
Well, see, we can agree on that, right? there.
Absolutely. No.
You know what? I'm sorry I got so heated in this. I respect your opinion. So what would you give it?
I'd give it a matinee, but knowing what you're going into. I mean, if you feel like Corey does on movies, I can't recommend this. I wouldn't go out to my guy friends and go, hey, guys, go check out Sydney White. No, but if you've got a daughter, a 13, 14, 15-year-old daughter and says, Dad, I want to go see this. Hey, you know what? Go and see it with her. You might have a good time.
And let Cyrus know what time that you'll be there and what row you'll be sitting in.
Because he needs to get head from all the 14-year-olds.